Good evening. Good evening. How you guys doing? How's everyone doing? Sunday night. Whoopee. Tired. Really, 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 really tired. Uh, the diva that is Chris will be joining me in 2 seconds. I only reminded her 20 minutes ago, but she takes time to get here. Don't worry. She'll be here. Hello, Deb, Laura, Celine, Kathy, Anna. How's everyone doing? Dana, how are you? Rachel, how's everyone doing? Yeah, really tired. We didn't finish till midnight. We didn't wrap up till 1:45, and then the old trip to the Wawa. And by the time I got home, it was I don't know, 2:30. I think I've been till 3:30. Had to be up at 7. So I am feeling it, man. Feeling it. But it was a good night. Good night. For you guys that were there, I appreciate you being there. For you guys who weren't there, man, you missed a pretty good one. It was Centenary University, Hackettstown, and I am loving that library. I didn't really know anything about it, and then our contact person there, she was just like, well, the library is where they saw an apparition. Well, there's the princess finally making her grand entrance. But she said, you want to take a tour of it? We went in the library. The library is not one of the older buildings. The other buildings are way older. And she said, this is where an apparition was seen. And we were like, what? And she was like, yeah, the maintenance guy saw an apparition. It freaked him out so bad he quit.
Yeah.
Sounds like a made up story. I'd be the first one to tell you that.
They said he was done. He quit. Wasn't going back no more.
According to them, it wasn't made up. Now, they have all kinds of displays in there that represent things related to the history of the college, good and bad. And it's in that area where the display is set up that I get most of the activity that I get there. It's a rare event where you get 7 EVPs in 2 groups.
Clear, too.
Doesn't happen. Well, not everything is perfectly clear, but I mean, understandable.
You had some good ones, though, from what I heard.
Yeah, and wow, man, there was a man and a male and a female, And the guy during the first group, that was Marianne Pastori, or is it Pastor? I don't know how to pronounce your name. Um, that group, I think there was 4 females and 1 guy in that group. They got a man saying "F you" twice on EVP, twice
Mm.
on EVP, and it was clear. They all heard it. So that was pretty good. I mean, really, really good. Um, and then, building upon that, the second group, Peter and Maria, they were in that group. And um, Peter had the SLS camera, and I'm in that same area doing the same thing. There were some EVPs we got, and Peter had mapped somebody standing next to me, and we're doing EVP session, and everybody's asking questions, and Peter's question was, you know, could you wave your hand like I'm doing? Not really a question that someone would answer, but he's waving his hand on the SLS. At that same time on the recorder, it captured a man laughing.
Like
And
laughing at Peter?
yeah, and this is during the playback, we hear the man laughing, and then the voice on the obelisk says, "Idiot," like it was making fun of us and him.
Oh, wow.
It was so. Again, you want to talk about not intelligent responses. I'm gonna at the end of the event. This person was salty, as Chris
As I
likes to say.
say, yeah.
At the end of the event, I had referenced this person saying "F you" and laughing, and then calling Peter an idiot to this last group of people that were there, and the app again said "idiot." Whoever was there, they heard it. Alex was there. Um, it literally,
Reiterated, like, I want you to know that's what I think.
You want to talk about an intelligent response? I mean, it was really Jonathan. Hope that knee's feeling better, buddy.
Yes.
It was really a cool night in that library. I had such a good time, and it's speaking of the events, yeah, Heather, I'll get back to you on that. But I have, and I said this during the event yesterday. I like being part of the events. We talked about, I talked about the lectures as some groups they go around with you once and then they let you wander. And again, that's cool if you have your own equipment and you want to do your own thing. I got nothing against that. We don't do that. It's never been our way. And it's because of liability. Anybody gets hurt, they're going to sue New Jersey Paranormal, and then they're going to sue the college or whoever.
Yeah.
But we also like investigating with people. It's something that we all enjoy individually. I think we all
do
enjoy
I agree.
it. And it's not just kind of saying it for the sake of saying it. We do enjoy it. I love being in a group and things happening. I don't care who the group is. When it starts going on and watching.
And seeing other people's reactions when something happens, or you're in an area that and you have other people and it's being validated what you've experienced yourself when you were alone. It's just like, I don't know. You feed off of.
Hey, Diana.
You feed off of other people's energies.
And with me, it's real and I'm into it. I really try to curb my cursing. We used to be really bad with cursing back in the early days of streaming and Facebook Lives, to where, we got a few talking tos.
Well, sometimes you can't help your response when you get the heebie-jeebies, like freaked out.
Yeah, but we had some doozies. But I try to curb my language best I can. But when I'm really surprised, holy shit flies out of my mouth before I can even stop it from coming, because there is no other reaction than holy shit. I
try to find other words.
What just happened?
And then you make fun of me when I make those
other words. You're the G-rated dictionary. So I mean, but that's I had probably 3 or 4 holy shit moments yesterday. That were just great. I loved it. They were great. I'm
sorry I missed it.
No, and it was like I said, good night. I talked to the others afterwards, because we go for the Wawa recap, where we ran into Kathy and a few others there that were just leaving. Great thing about summertime is that, especially up in that area, all the college kids are gone. So the Wawa was empty. So
that must have been nice.
Just us old folks in the quiet, after a long event, eating our sandwiches and our bagels, you know, just quietly talking, discussing the events. And everyone seemed to have a good night. Danielle, Colleen, Tanya, Kenny, everyone seemed
Sam.
to have a good. Sam, yeah. Well, love your reaction at the mine that time, Chris, when you heard.
Oh, yeah. Wow, that there was no control in that one, Laura.
Chris has two
Oh
reactions like
my
that: when
God.
she's scared and when she's driving. That's when you'll hear the curse bombs come out. She is literally a different human being when she gets behind the wheel. I'm on the phone with someone in a meeting, and I'm trying to talk, and all of a sudden it's you blank and blank, you blank and that, and I'm like, I looked over and I'm like, I
Because the
nudged her.
guy
I'm like,
almost
I'm on a
sideswiped us.
call. And
Yeah,
she's like,
I just
yeah, you blank and blank. She did it again. I'm like, are you kidding me? I am
did.
on a call.
I did. But I got this guy almost sideswiped us, and I got so angry, and I just like totally went. Whatever he
I'm
was
gonna
doing, I
secretly
blacked out,
record
and
her
I
one
was
day,
like,
and it's gonna.
it was pretty bad. I'll leave
You
it.
guys will hear the trench, horrible
I
cesspool
think
mouth.
Zappis heard it too. He was on the
He
other
was
end.
that was
and
another call.
And he was like, oh, he goes, oh, yeah. He was like, I heard that from where I was sitting at the hotel.
That was another call where you were cursing like a sailor. But
Yeah.
anyway, I again, there are different ways to do events, and to each his own. However you do yours is fine
That's right,
with me.
Christopher.
Um, I don't, you know, I don't begrudge anybody doing events the way they want to do them. People have different styles. People have different ways. Ours is ours, and it's always been the way we do it. And there, people, will say that we lead people or we do the investigating for people.
We do it together.
We do it together. I mean, you're in the group with us. Again, if I'm not that I'm on the level of these people, but if I'm investigating with Jason Hawes, or if I'm investigating with Kalani or John Zappis or whatever, I'm going to be there, and I'm going to let a guy like Zappis take the lead. But
Thank you, Dan.
I'm going to be part of it.
There's your girl. That's the one you were talking about. Marianne. He was just saying about whether or not he pronounced your name the right way. He said that you guys had a really good group last night. I definitely feel better. I'm not 100% at all, but yeah, I was really sad to miss last night.
She pecked in on us like an hour before the event because she didn't feel like going and driving.
I have a disease that I have a reaction to food sometimes, and it was pretty bad yesterday.
Hello, Francis. How are you? So yeah, we were. That's the beauty of having. It used to be where there was literally only four of us. It was me, Chris. At one point, it was me, Chris, and Tanya, and we were trying to make do with 21 people or however many people we would have in an event. And then Kenny came along, and then at least Kenny, found his legs, and we were four. But we, And
let's be honest, I wasn't investigating.
No, you stunk
you guys were.
First.
I didn't want anything to do with that aspect of it. That's why I came up with the scrying. And you're so full.
It took the Savior to.
He's so full
show
of
you
what he didn't like is that I wouldn't do it in front of him. I was very self-conscious.
You want to hear what a weirdo she is? She's a weirdo in that this is during the beginning when she first started doing New Jersey paranormal stuff.
Thank you, Marianne.
She would be totally okay with strangers and getting up there and doing EVP sessions and doing whatever. Yet with me,
I wasn't doing
never.
EVP sessions.
Her and I would go to Gettysburg together, and I'm like, "Come on,
EVPs
come on, man!" I'm like, "Let's do this," and she was like,
I wasn't doing anything in front of groups. I wasn't doing any of the scrying yet. I wasn't even going and doing events. I was there at the events, but I wasn't participating and actively doing. I'm the type of person, I got to find my feet, and I got to find it my way. And listen, the fact of the matter is we got some really good team members, and for me, personalities can be intimidating until I find my ground, my way, the way that works for me. And I did.
It took a while.
It did take a while because I really didn't want to do it.
El Capitan, he's got the wheel.
Oh, Lord.
He's putting up the sails.
I am
he's putting down the sails. He's loading the cannons. He's doing whatever he needs to do.
Yeah, I am completely opposite of John.
So anyway, so it was a good night, and I thoroughly enjoy when buildings keep surprising me because there are people that I've been there. I'm not an I've been there guy. I'm really not. She'll tell you. There are places that we've gone. Paranormal Center, 12 years.
And that place
I
always
still,
gives something different.
but maybe it
blows your
doesn't. But it
mind.
still doesn't
But
get me
it's-
to the point where I don't want to go in
So
there
you
again and
don't
try.
think it's different? I always
Not
do.
every time, no.
No, not every time. But we always get shocked when something else is introduced that we didn't expect.
Yeah, but that's the joy of that's what I said of doing it. And people think I kind of nothing with me is a tagline. There are groups out there that have I call them like paranormal taglines. When we say community, we mean community because we built community for 15 years
You're
now.
not just saying it.
So,
it is.
Yeah, I mean, you see the community. You could see it. It's there. It's here. You guys see the community that we've been fortunate enough to build.
We're part of it.
And like I said, investigating and having a good time doing it, and energy of the people contribute to the energy in the building. It's a fact. I've seen it year after year, time after time. There was a guy, Bob, last night. I don't know if Bob follows us or not, but man, Bob was like, he was like a little switch that I found that,
yeah,
boom, and here we go. And Bob started triggering things. And of course I used them. I put him alone. I put him in front of a Ouija board. I tried getting in the one that was with him, Kelly. I'm like, look, if he starts talking Latin and projectile vomiting, give me a call. But this is what I mean. I have such a great time doing it. I've always had. Am I getting older and it beat me up? Yeah. I mean, my back was killing me this morning and last night. Yeah. So I mean, getting older sucks because my brain is 20, but my body's 120. So
welcome to my club.
Well, I still show up. That's the difference.
Oh, there's no way I could have showed up the way I was.
But
Please.
anyway, but it was a good event, and Centenary, like I said, keeps surprising me. And the mind, they're all like that. They keep surprising me because on any given night, you just don't know.
What happened with? Do you know that some of the things that happened in the other groups?
No, I mean we were again. Kenny said he saw shadow figures in the cathedral.
Okay.
What'd you say?
Yeah.
Cathedral, chapel. But he also said that we're so used to unusual things, I guess you would call them. So here's the thing. There was a video we posted from the Creeper Gallery. Donna's on, by the way. Hello, Donna Marion. Say hello to Donna. When you're putting together your document evidence, you want layers. You always want layers. You just don't want one thing to happen and say that's the thing that makes it haunted or whatever. We had at the Creeper Gallery, we had a video. You know how I feel about orbs. I think they're 99.5% bugs and dust. And only this thing, stationary camera, when the orb flew by, just at the very moment it went over the object, a figure popped up on the SLS, a static detector went off, and an EMF detector went off, all at the same time.
That's cool.
It just right by, trigger. That just doesn't happen for a piece of dust. That's multiple layers of. So Kenny said at one point the static dome was going off in just one light. And as the lights were going, they ended at where a person was standing with an EMF detector in their hand. And as the light reached above their head on the wall, the EMF detector went off.
See, that's when you're doing what you call a scientific thing and conclusive. You're not watching just one thing interact. You're watching something else, and it's very specific when it happens, and that's pretty darn impressive. I mean, I think so.
So that was cool.
So.
But like I said, I people were showing me pictures from the little theater with Tanya.
Yeah.
Tanya had the ultraviolet light. She was taking pictures in there, and Alex was showing me pictures of some squiggly thing that he caught on the stage. So
it sounded like a really, really good. It was a really great night. And where was the
Hello,
rest
Shadow
of the
Seekers.
team?
I was in the library. Kenny was in the cathedral. Tanya was in the little theater, and Danielle chose to stay right there where we do the
In the
scrying
hall
and stuff.
thing, huh?
Yeah,
She likes that area.
I don't know why, but
All right.
she chose to
I'm
stay
just
there.
curious. Did she say if they got any activity?
She said that they get stuff
Oh,
there.
we did get stuff there
I mean-
before, so it'd be pretty interesting to find out.
So, but again, good night, good time, you know. So the September 14th event that we're doing at the college has sold out. I mean, as soon as we mentioned the haunted objects and getting,
Well,
excuse me, the creeper gallery involved and those objects and that whole thing sold out right away, which is cool, which I kind of knew it would. I mean, we're still going to go through the process of featuring all the objects on Tuesday. We're going to get there early, 7 o'clock. We're going to open up the cases. Donna still has yet to send me a list of anything she doesn't want us to involve in that process.
I think my list would be more extensive than Donna's of what not to do.
But you know, I'm sure I'll get that at some point. But we're going to go around. We're going to open up the cages. We're going to show them. Hey, Beth, and you guys are going to pick. You guys are going to pick the 3 objects. We're going to look for we're going to look through the comments, and the people that are commenting the most on any particular object, we'll kind of count them up. You know, after the next day when we're home, and
Yeah.
those will be the 3. And come on, if you know me,
Oh, I know
Dark.
you.
darker, darkest. That's what we want. That's what they want. You know that's what they
That's
want.
what you and Tanya like.
So let me tell you real quick about so we're doing that again on Tuesday. It should be fun because Donna sent me 6 pictures of different objects that she wants us to investigate. We're not
He
going to
never
do
shows them to me though. I don't know till we get there.
need to know.
Yeah, exactly.
There's need to know. So there's 6 objects. Of course, we're never going to get to 6 in one night. So we'll try to get to 3 if we can, and that all depends on the activity and what's going on with the ones that we do. But there's 6 different ones. Got to dive in what the backstories are. But here's the thing, Kathy, Celine, it's up on the page. You don't have to be there live for it. You can watch it the next day, or you can go back and watch videos that we did 5 years ago from the Creeper Gallery. They're all there, you know. So if you miss it live, you can still watch it on YouTube or here on Facebook.
Well, the event's not till when? With the items. September, is that the one that's September 14th?
Yes.
So I know Kathy's going to be away. Celine saying you can still come back and watch and put in your votes. And those items won't be brought until September 14th because I see a
watch
lot
it the
of
next day though. I mean,
well, no,
you have
Kathy
your phone,
can't.
right?
Kathy is on a cruise. She won't have connection. Celine is traveling to Michigan. So I'm just saying is that when they do get a chance, because the event's not till September 14th, and we'll wait a little bit before.
No, here's what we'll do. We'll wait till you're all ready. This is what we're going to do. You guys just send us a message and say we're all ready, everyone that watches, and then we'll schedule it for that day. And if you don't know, that's sarcasm because I'm not doing that. No, you can watch it again. And again, Kathy, you know that we know you. Celine, you know we know you, and your voice matters.
Yeah.
So if you do watch it, there's something in there, just send me a message. I mean, you know that we're friends. I wouldn't do that to either of you and not hear your voice.
Even you, Jonathan, you can vote.
Jonathan cannot vote. He's the only one who his
Jonathan can vote twice.
Means. Nancy, maybe. Jonathan, no way. I have pictures of Jonathan in a drunk bunny costume, so he knows I could post those whenever I want. Anyway, so the other thing I wanted to talk about was part of last night too. I don't know if you guys know who Samantha is. Dan, yes. You can vote. Yes, Dan, you and I are. Samantha, we've known Samantha since she was 11 years old. And I'm watching it in England, just maybe not when you're live.
Yeah, they're going to England.
Well, it's a good thing you took English in high school. I hope you took English because they speak a whole different language over there, Celine. It's a joke. That was a Homer Simpson
I
joke, by
got
the way.
it.
He said he failed English, but he didn't care because he was never going to England.
Yeah.
It's a funny joke. Anyway, so
Beth said last night was awesome.
oh yeah, Beth. I met Beth. Beth was a newbie to us,
Hmm.
and she mentioned those who shall not be named to me.
Oh, oh, Beth.
Anyway, but Sam, we've known Sam since she was 11 years old. Sam's mom, Danielle, who is now part of New Jersey Paranormal, would come to a lot of our events, and she would bring Samantha with us. And normally, we would never let younger people come to our events. Not 11. Sam is so intelligent and so mature. She has been since she was 11, and we all took to her like she was a family member. Since we've known her. And here she is, what, 18 now?
Oh, God, yes.
God. And she's all grown up, and she's my Charlie Bucket. She's taken over New Jersey Paranormal when I'm old and withered and can't do it anymore.
Or she'll just take my spot when I retire and he goes on.
That could be next week. So, but anyway, Sam, we love Sam. She's a member of our family, and we love Sam. And Sam shows up yesterday with an artifact or a mask that she bought from an antique store near Centenary University. There's a church building.
Yeah, we've been in there, and the stuff in there is amazing.
Super expensive.
Yes.
That store.
But so unbelievable stuff.
Sam tells us how much she paid for this thing, and I think it looked like evil Santa, but that's just me.
I thought
I have my phone.
I thought it looked like a Bigfoot.
I don't know with the green screen. No, they couldn't see it last time.
No.
So I'll post a picture of it. But so she brings this mask in, and she's telling us a story about the guy collecting masks, and every time he went to Mexico, he would buy a bunch of masks, and that she believes they were used in rituals, but for good reasons, to ward off spirits,
right,
not to attract them. Hey, Lee. So I'm setting up, and I don't have OCD, but I'm very methodical about the way I do things. I don't like anybody kind of touching the stuffing. I like setting it up the way I want, according to the building I'm in and what vibe I'm getting and how I want to lay things out. So Sam is with me, and her and I are joking back and forth, and she's just like, I know you don't want me touching your stuff. I know I can't do anything. I'm like, it's not that at all. So she goes, if I brought my mask in, would you investigate it? And I'm like, now? Tonight? And she's like, I have it in a bag. Would you do it? I'm like, I'm thinking, I got to set up. We got people coming in an hour. But I felt bad because, like I said,
darling.
I love Sam. So I'm like, go get your mask. It'll be quick. It'll be really quick. So not only does she come, Colleen comes, her mom, Danielle comes, and now all of a sudden it's, we're doing an event with 3 people. So I'm like, real quick, we're going to do one EVP session. We're going to put some equipment near this thing, and that's it. So we put some equipment next to it, and literally, as soon as she put the equipment next to it, things started lighting up. And there was an EVP, and we couldn't make it out. It was somebody saying something. And Sam is like the harshest critic you could ever get when it comes to paranormal stuff, because she's so smart and she knows every parapsychology and every theory. She heard this voice too. And she went past the file, and I got to find it again. But now we're sitting there joking around that, hey, you're going to bring this thing home. And what did you do? What did you put in your house? So Sam may have bought her own haunted object without knowing it. Really cool looking mask though. So this is before we even do the event. So Sam, of course, is like, do you want to use this object for the event? And I'm like, no, we're not doing that. We're doing the building, and the building is it. So when and if we ever do events with objects, they're either going to be from the Creeper Gallery, mostly. And if John Zaffis agrees, once in a while, we'll do with John. But that's it. We're not going to do our own stuff. We're not going to. I mean, Chris still has that box with the, that we're going to take a look at once in a who knows when we're going to do it. Just got big news for you guys. Dan got married today, and he didn't tell me.
Oh.
Congratulations, Dan. You're better off. But anyway, there's some societies where that's very acceptable. You can
not in mine.
3, 4, 5. What does that show? Sister Wives?
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yeesh. But anyway,
uh,
so it was fun. And like I said, the September 14th event sold out right away. I'm waiting on links for the Caldwell Parsonage still. I have the Liberty Hall link. I'm going to post that.
and the other one's what, the Van Horn?
Oh, the Van Horn was the one I missed, and I can't believe I missed that one. That's September 21st. We have the psychic fair that day, so I forgot all about us doing an event ghost hunt that night. So the Van Horn is September 21st.
Yeah.
I just requested a link for that. So that's another building that'll sneak up on you.
And that one we'll be doing scrying in.
Yeah. That's another building that'll sneak up on you. That one has some weird energy once in a while.
We'll be
Different people, Native American as well.
We'll be scrying at the Johns Innkeep's house, and we'll be scrying at the Van Horn house. So we're gonna keep scrying for certain events. The bigger locations we're gonna do the investigations, breaking up and stuff, unless there's something uniquely for a reason why. But that we kind of decided that that's what we're gonna do, and it seems to work really well, I think. Because then when we do sit down and we scry again, I think everybody's ready.
Events are still open. Nothing. The only event that's officially sold out of all those events, well, two actually. Centenary, September 14th is sold out, and the Barron Arts Center is sold out. I mean, I'll make a post where I list the remaining tickets for each. But again, I have to work with all these locations, and normally you see how I do it. I list one, I sell one, but in this case, there's all these other ones, and I have to work within their structure of, do they take payment? Do we take payment? How does it work? So it's not as easy as it sounds to manage all that stuff. What are you looking for?
The date, September 7th. I was just looking. I don't want to mess you up.
You are messing me up.
I do.
You're
that
going to go through everyone now, and it's not going to matter because everyone's going to see it. So anyway, before Chris sidetracks me yet again, those are the events that are coming up for the fall. We're on the fence about whether or not we're going to do the ghost walk in the Sterling Hill Mine. It's fun. A lot of new people come to that, but it's rough doing a night event and then going back there, and especially when again you're doing all the work for those ghost walks, which Chris tends to do.
He's so full of.
Oh my God!
Baloney.
Are you gonna lie?
No, I'm not lying. You took a tour. I took a tour.
Oh my goodness!
Boy, you don't have a good memory, do you?
I have a great memory. Out of those, however many tours, 2 a day for 4 weeks, I would say I did. If there was 2 a day, 2, 4, 6, 8. I would say I did 7. You don't remember
when you took one?
I would
group
say
and
I did
took
7.
Another group?
No, I do not remember that at all.
I'm good with that.
At all.
You can.
No way.
You can write your history thing.
If your idea of taking a group is doing an EVP session, then yes, you took several groups.
He forgets that he took Girl Scouts from one end, and I took another group from another, and we passed and like.
She's talking about 2 different events.
Yeah, I'm sure I am.
That's all right.
But anyways, Dan, you guys said you guys are going to be gone when we're doing the scrying stuff, but we'll be doing the scrying at the Hoover House when we go to the Hoover House in December.
Who said that?
Who
said that?
I did.
You're saying that?
Yes. I will always do the scrying at the Hoover House.
We'll see.
I'm doing it.
We'll see. Do you have a place to roam in your house that you don't feel it? No, not at all. There's some, Luis, I've never lived in a haunted house. Chris has had experiences when she was younger, but where we live now, the only thing haunting us is that evil cat that belongs to her that runs around here. That's the only thing I'm afraid of in this house. I think
bite you out of the blue for any reason.
To sign up for more. Yeah, Beth, you should definitely come to more. We'd love to have you there. You were, again, it's so much better. I don't understand why. Like, I wouldn't go, me personally. You know, you do things for your partner, whatever, maybe that you don't like doing. I don't, but people do. People, I hear they do. I don't. But if there was really, and she knows this, I wouldn't want to make her miserable by going to something and not wanting to be there and not enjoying
Because
it
he would be
and
miserable
diminishing
and make you miserable if he went.
but how many times have we seen people bring someone who don't want to be there?
Oh yeah, and it makes
sometimes
everybody miserable.
sometimes they have a great time and they're
That's
like,
true.
wow, we're surprised. But
sometimes
and then there are times where they're
they
just
change the whole
they
atmosphere
don't
because
want to
they're
be there.
openly miserable about it.
And it's just, just I don't understand why people would do that. I just don't. Again, all we ask is, Tamara, husband
And that's
stays home.
exactly it.
I think Deb is the same way.
You see, Lewis said, any advice to keep going on normal from George from Brazil, where he said that he has a room that feels different than anything else.
In his home? I
Yeah.
missed it. I can't, with these glasses, I can't really see.
Yeah,
the
that's what he
comments
was
that
talking
well.
about. He was having,
My advice to you, again, depending on your religious beliefs, see, if it were me, let's say our house was that way, something was going on. We moved into a new place and there was a room where I really thought there's some bad energy here. I know people because we do this that I trust that I could bring in and give me their impressions and then give me their advice. See, we know witches, we know priests, we know reverends, we know demonologists, we know a lot of different people.
Hey,
so if solution A doesn't work, we would try B, C, D, and whatever, if that were happening. In your case, I don't know if there's anybody you trust or anybody who's credible. Don't just pick ABC Paranormal because they have a TikTok page or a Facebook page. And I don't like putting different groups under the microscope, but I love Ghost Adventures and they do what they do. They are who they are. But there's this one group of two young guys. I won't say the name of the group that's on YouTube and TikTok. And holy crap, is every single video and every single YouTube, their thumbnail and their little teaser, every single teaser is, dude. And it's just like, come on, man. But anyway,
it's about the light.
But you can, if you pick a paranormal group like that, that's what you're going to get. They're going to come in, they're going to, oh my God, they're going to tell you there's a demon in there, God forbid, and they're going to freak you out.
But you don't necessarily always need a paranormal group either.
But I'm talking about credibility.
Yeah.
If a priest, of course, has credibility. A reverend, same thing. But if you're bringing in, I would bring in a trusted medium first. And everyone knows how I feel about medium, but there are a few that I trust. I would bring them in, get their impression, and then go the easy route first.
That's a slippery slope, though, when you don't know mediums like we do.
What did I just say?
Yeah.
I would look for a reputable one. I would look for one that, people said, good things about. It's been around for a while. I would go the easy route with the saging, smudging first. Now, that could make things worse in some cases. And then go the religious route. And if you believe if you're Catholic or, try to get a blessing done. And then if it still advances beyond that, then you got to call like the heavy hitters and like the John Zappases of the world and the people that have really been around who've done this a long time, because they're going to try all different things based on things that they've seen work everywhere. Not just, there's usually not one tool for every job. When it comes to this, whatever's happening in that room, you don't know what the contributory factors are.
Or if it's an EMF problem, like something's not grounded.
Uneasy feeling.
Yeah, he's saying it feels different. My
husband today, if he would ever want an investigation with me, he immediately said no, and you wouldn't want me there. See, I would be the same way, Deb. If it were me and I weren't into it, like if she wanted me to go to NASCAR, I'd be like,
I know not to ask
I
him.
would
I'll go on my own.
Miserable the whole entire time watching cars go. I couldn't do it. I couldn't watch golf live. I can't go to country western concerts, and I just won't do it because I'd rather her go with a friend who's kind of into it too and have a ball.
Thank you, Celine.
Have a ball. Because I wouldn't want her ruining that for me if she would totally go to anything I wanted to. She's been to horror movies where.
Oh, I hate horror movies. Hate them with a
But
passion.
I would
And what I
would
mean by horror movies is gory movies.
I would bring her down and I would make it bad and then I would feel bad.
See, I love golf. I grew up playing golf.
Oh God, non-sports golf and NASCAR. And
Yeah, I love
bowling.
golf. I played softball.
None of that.
I like
None
all
of
that
that's a
stuff.
real sport. Sorry, but they're not. Anyway, I'm not going to get into that because. But Lewis, that's again, if it were me, if there is a reputable paranormal group anywhere near you that has been around for a long time and you're hearing good things about, maybe touch base with them first, but make sure they've been around a lot. Don't pick ABC Paranormal, who just started up their page and bought all their cool shirts with their dragon logo and their some name, whatever. Make sure they've been around a while and that they're trustworthy.
Now, I will having said that, John won't go. John actually has given me tickets before, and I took my kids to
I'll go with Chris to a car race, and you go with Dan to whatever scout event. Oh, no. Scout event? You mean like Cub Scout? No, that ain't happening either.
You don't do
John
woods.
Don't do woods.
You don't do. John has a very set.
John doesn't go. John don't go in the woods for nothing. No. There are bugs.
See, I would do that.
There's bugs in the woods. There's
You
bears in the
I'm
woods.
the adventurous one. John is not.
Please, no. John doesn't do the woods. I like scenery. I like if you're from Jersey or in PA, there's the Bushkill Falls are really
gorgeous.
Beautiful. But it's like my kind of beautiful where you walk a trail
where there's people
and there's no bears. It's all paved and you can see every falls, like there's stairs and stuff. That's my idea of roughing it up.
He wouldn't investigate in the woods.
Never.
He wouldn't do anything like that.
Not woods in the dark. Hell no. Hell no. I'd love to go Bigfoot.
Lee. I'll go with you. Let's go, girl.
I always wanted to write a children's book about my golden retrievers as ghost hunters. Pause for the paranormal.
Someone's going to steal that idea. You put it out there, Laura.
No, they won't. No, they won't, Laura. You got no worries about that.
Camping that includes a hotel with a bed. There you go. That's John's way.
I need a TV too.
Oh, John would never go to the Pine Barrens. I would love to.
No, there's crazy people in the Pine Barrens.
I would love to do that.
New Jersey people don't go into Pine Barrens. There's crazy people there. But I need a TV too.
Oh God, does he?
Chipmunk got in my house yesterday and I freaked. Yeah. Deb feels me.
Cute little chipmunk.
Again, we're already talking about it's so funny because it's June, mid-June almost, and we're so far out with our planning that our events, we're selling into September. Fortunate, lucky for us. And the end of the year, we have the expo. The expo is like this huge cloud over us that gets closer and closer. And we don't get anxious about it until we're like 3 months before, because that's when everything kicks into super high gear. 3 months before the expo, things start really speeding up. And that's the end of the year for us. So we usually go from that to whatever events we're just finishing in October. We're exhausted. And then we like to have that feel good December event now. That's what the Hoover House. And we keep pushing that one. If you want to get those rooms, get them now, Pam and Steve. Because they're going to sell.
I think she only lets you reserve it.
And it's going to be.
And then she's going to get a discount at the Cobble for anyone
eventually.
that doesn't.
But it's going to be a good time. But I don't want to get too far into that. But that's what we're going to be doing. And like I said, our plans for next year are going to be different. We're going to do what we do, but we're going to do other stuff too. I don't want to get too into it because. Hello, you there? You know who I'm talking about. You right there.
The Watchers.
Yeah, the Watchers. I just need a bed. Yeah, bed's important for camping. I want to do that.
I'm a very adventurous person. John will tell you that. I go off without even thinking, and I'll do. What's the Hoover House? That's a good question.
Marianne, our friends, Pam and Steve Barry, they do a convention that it's called the Battlefield Bash. We're actually going to be there. Because you're like way out of the frame.
Am I?
Yeah.
My back's killing me.
Because you can't do this.
Yeah, I can't eat. I ease the ache.
But they do this great convention that has some paranormal people. And they also, Celine's doing a Chris on me. She's trying to jump the gun and move ahead in the story. They also own a bed and breakfast that used to be a nursing home that is reported to be haunted, which is in Waynesboro, PA, 20, 25 minutes outside of Gettysburg. So we plan an event the first week of December, which is when Gettysburg does their holiday celebration. And last year was awesome. The weather was great. They have there's food vendors, there's other vendors, there's carolers, there's reindeer down there. You can even ride a camel. I don't know why a camel's there, but there's camels there. Chris thought a reindeer was a camel.
It looked like it from far away. Had the hump, everything.
Anyway,
and he says there's no camels in Christmas, and there is.
But it's a good time. It's a really good time, the downtown events. And we also do 2 ghost hunts that weekend at the Hoover House. Cody and Satori will probably be there again with us. We have a ghost hunt Friday night and we have a ghost hunt Saturday night. Some people stay over and we hang out all weekend. It's the cool part of it is it's not just the ghost hunt.
We get to stay.
And you go downtown, you enjoy the Gettysburg celebration, which I love. I love holiday stuff. And then you go back to the Hoover House and, people are eating pizza and they're hanging out on the porch and they're in the living room. It's just a good time.
Yeah, Marianne, they have 4 rooms. Well, they have 5. They'll rent out whatever rooms they have left after accommodating, Cody and Satori. And then the rest of the rooms, Pam makes a deal with just 5 minutes up the road, the Cobblestone. It's really the only really good hotel that you want to stay in that area. She gets a discount from the hotel for the other people that are coming for the ghost hunt that can stay. And it's really, really amazing. Real quick, I wanted to say hi to Mary Jane came on and she said hi to us. And I hope that Paul's doing okay after his surgery.
Beth, you're going to find out with us. And I don't have to say, you can ask any of the people in this chat right now who kind of follow us. The like-minded people, that community aspect of it, again, it isn't a buzzword. It's not something we just say to sell events. It's what we preach. And people come to our events alone and they make friends. And they talk to their friends.
Yeah, we always talk about you're never alone in our events.
They get together.
People that come are amazing.
And that's why these type of events are cool for that. And again, the Hoover House one is even an extension of that. It's just, if you can't get a room at the Hoover House, right down the street is the Cobblestone. So you can go to Gettysburg, enjoy the celebration, hang out at the Hoover House for the event and before the event. And even after the event, we're having pizza and we're hanging out till we go to bed. So, I mean, it's just a good time. And we ghost hunt. It ain't like, and we don't overcrowd it either. I mean, for each night, maybe 18 people, so, I mean, it's a fun time. Was it Gettysburg, did auto tour? Yeah. I love Gettysburg. We're going to be back there in July, the end of July, 26th?
Yeah.
We're going to be that weekend. We're going to be in Gettysburg the whole entire weekend for the bash. We're going to have a table and we're going to be hanging out that weekend.
It's to support the veterans.
Most of us will be there. It'll be, the PA Wounded Warriors.
Yep. And
what's that other one? I can't remember the other one. I don't want to say it wrong because Steve gets upset when you say it.
It's the one that supports children.
6 children.
Yeah, terminal children.
Yeah.
And then the other one is Dana's.
Don't get it. You're gonna get it wrong.
I don't want to get it wrong. She does a collection for children, for toys, which is amazing. I don't want to ruin it.
Some people get blitzed on wine, and I don't even know if they're involved in the ghost hunt. They're there, but they got they're hammered on wine the whole entire weekend, and the Pam and Steve's garbage cans are just full of wine bottles come Sunday. I don't know if anyone.
That's just Deb.
We don't know if it's anybody in particular. I don't know if it's Deb, but But again, last year we had such a good time. The pizza, the conversation. We really got to sit and talk to people like Dan and Celine and others, and we love that, man. It's such a good time of the year where
somebody orders pizza good. and there's snacks and again it's like what you said. We do the events, we get to hang out with you in the moments that you're with our group and stuff, but we really don't get to visit after and this is an opportunity where we can do it in a relaxed environment and just enjoy.
But if I had to guess, tickets for that probably not till August. If I had to guess, I need to get all these other events sold and out of the way. And we are working on family. We are working on one more that again, I haven't found out about yet. It's either going to be the Friday night before the Steve Gonzalez event at the mine. It'll be another event at the mine with a special guest that Friday. And this is a pretty good special
It's a
guest.
very special guest.
Or October 12th, we'll have an event with 2 special guests at the mine. So it'll be either or. We're just, again, waiting to find out. But this will be a cool one for sure. And one that you're going to want to come to because
I got to give you credit. You really stepped it up this year, sir.
I step it up every year, man.
You stepped it up.
Ain't no rest for the wicked. That's what they say.
I know. You don't rest. You're
No,
very
I
wicked.
do not.
He is a very wicked man.
What's the name of the festival again? It's not a festival. All you got to do is look up Gettysburg Holiday Celebration. It's usually the first weekend, that first Saturday and Sunday in December.
But you're not going to want to book there yet until
you're going to want to wait. We're going to get a
Pam
discount.
will work a discount out with a hotel. I mean, you can book if you want to, if you're worried, but.
And the deal is, what we usually do is if you're staying at the Hoover, I think we charge like $30 for the ghost hunt. If you're not staying there, it's $75 for the ghost hunt.
The first weekend, that Friday, the 6th, the 7th.
Yeah,
that's the first weekend. That's the first weekend. So it's the 6th and 7th.
Marianne, you'll have a good time there. You're going to make friends. You're going to, if you've never been to Gettysburg for the holidays, you're going to love it because they decorate everything. And it's such a great feeling. It's like, the
people who come to our events and follow and are part of us are amazing people. Just unbelievably amazing.
I can't keep it a surprise to Lee because I need to sell tickets. So if I just say, hey, show up and spend $130 for somebody who might be there, you're going to be like, why am I spending money for, and I could have like Bobcat Goldthwait there and you're all going to be mad at me.
We all come dressed as something.
Donna, how are you?
Hi, Donna.
So, when you see us next, it'll be at the Creeper Gallery on Tuesday at 7 p.m. So if you can watch that one live, great. If you can't, no problem. What I'll try to do, again, for the people who aren't going to watch it live, we'll take pictures of all the object as well. I can't post all the backstories and all that because it's just too much to find that stuff. If we can find a card and maybe double image, we'll do that. But we'll try to post pictures as well. But try to watch it because, again, that event's already sold out. I'd rather have the objects that you guys want there. And please don't pick anything boring.
Hey, Bam.
Because John doesn't like doing boring.
We're just talking about in December that you'll be getting discounts over at the Cobblestones for people. They were asking about where they can stay if they
so here's a conversation that we could have offline because she talks to Pam like almost every day, but we're gonna walk through this. Go ahead.
Any a hoot?
Are you investigating 2 on Tuesday? Yes. No,
we're investigating.
That's why it's 7:00. We're gonna do the object part of it. And then we're going to go right into investigating at least 2 objects, hopefully 3. We haven't gotten through 3 in a long time, so we're due. Again, it all depends, whatever happens. If you get one that's not active much, we move on. But if you all of a sudden you got Earl calling you names and stuff, you keep with it. That was the problem. Here's the thing too, and then get your guys' impression on this before we go. All right. Let's say you yourselves are investigating a location that you have a time frame, 4 hours, okay? And let's say the building has 3 floors, right? But you've only got 4 hours or even less than that. Let's say you have less than that. Now, all of a sudden, let's say the very first place you go, let's say you start at the top floor. You're on that floor and it's crazy activity. Voices, whatever, shadows you're seeing, whatever. And it's all of a sudden you look at your watch and you've been up there already like an hour and a half. Okay. And let's say you had 3 hours to be in that building. Would you say, boy, I haven't even touched the rest of this building yet? Or would you stick with what you were doing because it's whoever's interacting with you is giving you EVPs and seeing shadows, would you stay in that location and fish it out for longer? Or would you say, no, I want to see the rest of the place, even though it might not be active at all where you're going? What would you do? What would you do?
Well, if we're basing it on deciding if we're going to do an event there,
I'm not, no,
obviously, you're
no.
just talking about going
I'm
in.
talking
I
in
would
general.
stay right where I am.
Deb says stick with it.
I'd
Kathy
stick
says
with it.
stick with it. Celine said that's a hard one.
Because that's what you're there for. You're there for communication. You're getting it. Why would you walk away from it?
Pam says stay. Lisa stay.
Yeah, I'd stay.
Beth says stay. Marianne says stay. Depends on if it could be another day.
But you wouldn't know, right? You wouldn't know if it'd be a
Stay
one and
longer,
done.
same room, stick with it. I'm the same way.
Yeah.
And this is, I asked this question because there are particular buildings like Centenary University where the library is 2 floors and other areas as well. And I have a plan to do all of it in my head.
You don't get to it.
And last night, I literally barely got the first group, I think, down to the basement for 6 minutes.
But that's good.
Because
That's great.
I didn't want to leave the area, but I don't want to gyp them because they're there and they're.
But are you jipping them if you're having
No,
communication?
I mean, it was just.
That's the point.
And I said to Samantha, who was with me, I'm like, a good night is when you don't get to everywhere you want to get. That's how you know you're having a good night, because the first 2 groups, I could barely leave those 2 rooms back to back. So I would stick with it as well, because if the whole purpose to be there is to interact and get evidence and you're getting that, why go to like another area where you could be down there and you waste 30, 40 minutes and not get nothing?
So that's
know?
pretty cool. Marianne said they would have liked to have stayed longer because it was so active.
That's what I'm talking about, because their group was the group that I barely.
So that's really good that you got a lot of activity everywhere. Hey, Kevin.
We got a lot of activity.
So there will be T-shirts and hoodies, sweatshirts at the expo. That's one we'll do for the 10-year anniversary of the expo. We will have
They're
those
talking
available.
about New Jersey Paranormal stuff.
Yeah,
I don't think they're talking about. We got to work on that again. We had a guy doing print on demand. Kalani mentioned the guy that he uses, so I'll reach out to Kalani. But we'll get that going.
We gotta
again.
get some together.
Yeah, just Beth, if you wear that, if you do buy one, don't wear it to certain other events because they're not going to appreciate that. Anyway, we will see you guys Tuesday at 7 p.m. right here. We'll see you then. Should be fun.
Get your voting things out get ready for what to
Just gotta
decide what you want to do. But have a great night. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Please remember to be kind to each other. Good night.
Night, everybody.